Hey, seventh grade. It is day number 22. Yeah, never mind. And today is going to be about references. So we're getting ready to start doing like a job application and things to get the job. So we need to figure out what a reference is. Okay. So you're going to identify acceptable references and also people who are not acceptable references. We probably need to know what that word means though. So what is a reference? How would you describe that? Can pause this, talk about, then come back. Okay, so a reference person is someone who would speak about your character and your work ethic to a potential employer. So that's great. Now, typically you ask people for their permission before you put them on an application because let's say you put my name down as a reference and I'll be like, oh my goodness, well, I don't even know if we have anybody in this class named Carter. I'm just going to use the name Carter. Oh, Carter is a fantastic student, always does his work, like very concerned about grades, coming to school, I think he'd be a great person. Or can be like, whew, you do not want to hire Aaliyah. Again, I don't even know if we have an Aaliyah in this class. But, I might have a hard time sometimes like, like Aaliyah never comes to school. She doesn't do her work. I'm constantly asking her to complete assignments, doesn't have very much motivation. Do you really want me to say that to a person who is trying to hire you? No. So you typically ask permission so people are prepared if they call. But also sometimes people are going to say, I think you should get someone else. Have I told somebody that? Yes, I have. I said, you know what? I think you should probably ask somebody else because I'm not really comfortable doing that. Today you're going to need to have 3 people and some information for them to be a reference, but we need to figure out who you could use. So now that you know what the person is, who could you pick, do you think, to be a reference for you? So you can pause this video and discuss that, who you think could be references, and then I'll come back, well, you'll unpause, and I will explain who could and could not be a reference for you. All right, so people that you could use would be like a teacher. Maybe you have a youth pastor, a neighbor, your best friend's parents, a coach, you have your parents' friends, basically an adult person. And the thing about it is, notice I didn't use anyone related to me. You cannot use anyone who is related. So you can't have, like currently you couldn't use your friends who are in the same grade as you. They're not an adult. Okay, they are not able to be a reference. You cannot use relatives, and that includes some of you have like step parents. Whoa, go back. You cannot use your step parents. You can't use brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, grandparents. Why can't you use them? I mean, if you called my mama when I was a kid, well, even now, my mom would be like, you know what? Absolutely hire her. She is the best worker ever, very motivated, goes above and beyond. Why? My mama wants me to make money so that she isn't giving me the money to pay for everything. They're going to say that you're wonderful. They want you out of the house making money. Okay, so you can't use them. So we have to have 3 people in for references, and we need this for a future assignment in Smart Futures. So we just go ahead and we get it done today so that we're ready for it when that time comes. So you have to think of 3 people. You can absolutely just put me on there as one because it will be pretty easy. You have 1, you need 2 more for a total of 3. Why don't you could use 3 teachers. You do not have to make this difficult. Now, some people in the past were like, well, my dad is my coach. well, then you can't use them. Just saying. So we do have to put this into Smart Futures. There are the slides if you need to go back to the slides to see how to put something into Smart Futures. But I'm not going to go through those slides. Now, some problems that I found, because this has changed since last year. If you have a space after your email address when you type it in, it might give you an error. If you remove the space, it should work for you. You should have a first and a last name. So if you don't know their first and last name, do they really know you, and do you really know them? Like if your coach's name is Coach Megan, what is Coach Megan's last name? Here's the deal, y'all. I am not going to be calling these people and asking them. You could put like Megan Carter, and I'm not going to know if that's a real person or not, to be honest. Just saying. You do need to have a title in here, and I'm going to explain that, so just hold off on that. So here we go to add a reference. So probably going to have to pause this, and everybody can get onto their Smart Futures to know how to do this. All right, so in Smart Futures, I'm going to go not to an activity, not to a skill. I'm going to go down here to portfolio. Now mine looks different because I've already done this a couple times, but I'm going to go to portfolio, and there's a section that says career acquisition documents. I'm going to hit the plus add button. So again, that's portfolio. You go to career acquisition documents and you add. You have several options. We are doing references. You're going to click references. Now you'll see that there are red asterisks. That means you have to put something in there. So the first one, I guess I can move this. Oops, sorry. Move my keyboard over here. All right, so do a little rearranging. The name, this is the person you're putting in as a reference. You are not putting yourself. I know my name is Crystal Schreckengast. I am going to put that in there just so if you are adding me as a reference, you have it. I'll make this a little larger. Okay, so the name, Crystal Schreckengast. I know it's weird. You can spell it out, SCHRECKENGAST. Now, relationship to you is how do you know that person? You can put teacher. Or if you want to be specific, no, don't. Just put how you know the person, teacher. Company doesn't have a red asterisk. I'm not going to fill it out. Title, this is what do they do? Career readiness teacher. Or if you're using Mr. Huff, 7th grade social studies. You're using Mrs. Rotz, 7th grade math teacher. Okay, whatever the case is, maybe you're using Mrs. Enders, your band, orchestra, whatever teacher. None of this other stuff has a red asterisk. I don't need it. Email address, well, again, if you're using like a coach or something, I don't know what it is. You know, you could have like Coach Tom at gmail.com, but I do have an email address. All of your teachers have one, SCHRECKEN. It's shipkey12.org. Then you're going to hit the save button. Okay, I'm not going to because I'm not saving myself. So you now have at least one reference. You need to have a total of 3. So when I look on here, yes, I do have my own name on there, but that's because I wanted to show people how to do it. You should not have your own name. You should not have anybody related to you, and you should not have a classmate because they are not an adult. What you will do then is you're going to click on, after you have all 3 of them over here, I'm going to click on that, and I see this screen. I want you to screenshot that so that I can see the name, the relationship, email. I need this screenshotted. Control the button above the 6. On your assignment for today, it says references, and it says you are taking a screenshot, and I give you a sample of what it looks like. You are going to attach that. Okay, so to attach it, you will go to the file button, and you'll add a file. You'll hit the blue button in the middle. I can't do it because I'm not in as a student. To browse, you'll click on downloads on the left, and it should be the top one. Click on that and attach it to the assignment. Super easy. Now, the thing is, if you are missing work, you should complete missing work if you're done. Or the other thing is, as always, the expectation is you should be quiet and not causing disruptions to anyone. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Hope you have a wonderful day.